Humans communicate by sound through the air, and underwater creatures do the same through the more dense medium of water. As every diver knows, you can hear remarkably well underwater. It is surprising how well you can hear a boat going by somewhere in the distance. The same goes for tipping your fingers against a scuba tank. But our hearing is not specialized in hearing underwater, as opposed to the hearing of whales and dolphins. For them, the sea has become incredibly noisy. Some of the noise sources, such as ships, air guns used for the search of oil and gas, or military actions, can hurt or even permanently destroy the hearing of the animals. The results are disorientation and the stranding of confused animals on our shores. The sound waves the animals are radiating are interrupted by other sources of noise and therefore don't reach their target. For some whale species, which are able to communicate over thousands of kilometers in calm waters, their communication is now limited to only a few kilometers. Therefore, groups of animals can no longer locate each other underwater. Come mating season, this is especially bad for these animals because they cannot find a suitable partner anymore. For many whales already facing dwindling population, this becomes more and more of a problem. Unfortunately, the amount of noise is increasing every year. If we don't act now, the resulting consequences can become very serious.
Wir müssen dafür sorgen, dass sich Wale und Delfine weiter.
We have to make sure that whales and dolphins are able to orientate themselves underwater, to make sure they can communicate with each other. The communication area of blue whales contracted from about 1,000 kilometers to 100 kilometers. That means the animals cannot find each other anymore. And there are other activities, for example caused by shipping. Ships cause very low noises, and whales communicate within that range. Another aspect is the search for mineral oil and natural gasoline, as very loud so-called air guns are used. They are loud enough to destroy the animal's hearing. And if we don't stop these things from continuing at the same level we are now, then we have a problem for the animals.
A
few years ago, I did the scientific guidance for a movie with Mario Adolf, and the movie was about whales and whale protection. We filmed in South Africa. And what I liked most was the moment when we went for whale watching and the animals came close to our boat. On one side, it was extremely exciting to be there with Adolf and to see such a gigantic animal emerge out of the water just next to us. On the other, I had a good feeling and did not feel guilty, as whale watching is regulated and very well organized in South Africa. There is always only one boat at a time in the bay, and there is almost no other population of whales which has recovered as good as the population of the southern right whales, which we saw in South Africa. To see the complete setting was very satisfying for me, and I really did enjoy it very much.
The dolphin reminds us that the search for other intelligent life in the universe has to start right here on Earth. Understanding the complex nature and language of animals has been a dream of many scientists for decades. But as long as it is allowed to exploit the animals, an approach is difficult to achieve. India was the first country worldwide to recognize dolphins as individuals and to prohibit the keeping of dolphins in dolphinariums. In an official statement, the Indian government refers to the so-called Helsinki Declaration, in which a number of prominent researchers demand a non-human person status for whales and dolphins. This is the first step to allow all animals here on our planet a better life and the protection of their habitats. On our journey through the myth of the dolphins, we encountered a lot of new and special insights. Hopefully, we've brought closer a small part of what constitutes the fascination of dolphins. We also hope you now see these animals in a different light. Everybody can participate in animal protection. Support your favorite animals. Help others to help. So in the end, we all have an Earth where there's enough room for man and animal.